Caitlin Clark is the only woman in basketball to ever sign with Wilson Basketball, and she's the only athlete since Michael Jordan to do so.
If we're comparing a Caitlin Clark signature shoe release to anybody not named Michael Jordan, anybody not named LeBron James, you're being extremely...
Basketball fans, prepare. The current event is causing a stir in the sports industry and might seriously hurt Nike's multi-billion-dollar company. It isn't a rumor. This momentous turning point has Nike's senior executives in a frenzy. The Worldwide Sports Corporation thought it had purchased a once-in-a-generation superstar, the women's basketball equivalent of Michael Jordan, at a valuation of over $200 billion. Caitlin Clark's 8-year, $28 million contract appeared like a steal when compared to her massive impact. Nike believed they had found a reliable source of income for the future. However, the whole Nike marketing team seemed to be at a loss when Wilson, the ball maker, produced a commercial that was so brilliantly done and emotionally captivating.
When you strip away the noise and the bright lights, it's just the game you loved as a kid.
Things start to go insane at this point. Wilson achieved this by using basketballs rather than trainers. The consequences, however, might alter the regulations governing sports marketing. Take a look at Nike's present circumstance to understand his own. The company's price and reputation have fallen in recent years, and it has lost more than $100 billion since 2021. The CEO finally resigned as investors started demanding leadership changes in response to the harsh criticism. Despite ending its partnership with Yeezy, Adidas was still profitable, while Nike was losing market share. Financial analysts predict that revenue would drop 11.5% this quarter to $11 billion, the lowest since the pandemic crash in 2020. Though experts like Morningstar's David Schwartz believe that glitzy new designs won't make up for years of poor planning, Nike's new CEO, Matthew Friend, promised a return. The billion-dollar new product line that Nike needs may take years to establish. Next up came intergenerational athlete Caitlin Clark, who is twice as famous as Angel Ree and 4 times more popular than any male collegiate player. All of the companies wanted her, Under Armour, Adidas, and even Curry's brand, but she chose Nike because she trusted the business that helped her develop her college identity. Fans anxiously awaited her first sneaker, which was supposed to transform women's basketball. Instead, Nike amazed everyone. Why Wilson would get her signature shoe first, even though Clark's wouldn't be introduced until 2026 or 2027.
That. But today was the Nike quarterly call, putting to rest any rumors that A, this wasn't a done deal, and B, there are renegotiations at the table. Something that this did clear up as well is looking like Caitlin Clark's shoe is coming in 2026.
Amazingly so. Waiting 2 to 3 years for a shoe. That is absurd. In 2003, Nike was so eager to sign LeBron James that they began making his trainers before he did. LeBron donned what they dubbed the Air Zoom generation, a code moniker, during his very first NBA game. It just took 3 months to go from concept to court. That was Nike's speed in the past.
We're comparing a Caitlin Clark signature shoe release to anybody not named Michael Jordan, anybody not named LeBron James, you're being extremely disingenuous. Extremely disingenuous. We can't compare abnormality to normal behaviors. We can't compare the extreme case, the rarest of the rare case, to an average Joe Schmo walking down the street singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-do. We can't be doing that. We only compare Clark to Jordan, Clark to James, Clark to Tiger, Clark to Gretzky, Clark to Ali.
Instead of a 3-month design cycle, Nike is currently experiencing a 3-year delay. A sign that the organization is experiencing serious issues. When Caitlin signed her contract, there was a lot of news coverage. Many questioned why Clark should have gotten a shoe before Wilson, considering that she had not played a single WNBA minute. Fairness isn't important in business. What sells is. Even though Tim Duncan was a better player, Allen Iverson sold more pairs of trainers. Nike fired Duncan's line twice due to low sales, but Duncan didn't seem to mind. He understood the business side of things. Why Wilson is not Duncan, though? She frequently appears in Nike ads, billboards, and promotions. Her controversial remarks about privilege and white athletes are the problem. Obviously, she's good at basketball as if it were an afterthought, she said in one interview, claiming that Paige Booker's success was a result of her status.
Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at that. Like, she understands her privilege and like, she's over the top in a sense. It reminds me.
Then there was another bombshell. Caitlin Clark was not a member of the USA Olympic squad. She still hasn't earned it. The official explanation, however, contradicts historical evidence. Christian Lettner was chosen for the 1992 Dream Team even though he never played in the NBA. When Diana Taurasi joined the 2004 Olympic squad, she was a rookie with almost Clark's numbers. Clark gets left out 20 years later. The best thing to do was to respond by dominating the league. First team All-WNBA, best rookie in nearly every category, fourth in MVP voting, and the face of a massive rating increase. Her games often drew over 1 million viewers, more than 3 times the WNBA's average attendance. More tickets were sold for her postseason debut than for all previous WNBA games put together. The Washington Mystics had to move to a bigger venue in order to accommodate her audiences. Attendance records were shattered everywhere she played. Ultimately, even Team USA admitted that leaving her off was a mistake. However, Nike was still unsure of how to handle its largest star and was thwarted by fear and politics. Then Wilson hit again. Their most recent effort involved more than just marketing. It was a narrative masterpiece. It was initiated by the line. When the flashy lights and noises are turned off, it's just the game you liked as a kid. Fans immediately noticed it. While Nike struggled to appeal to everyone, Wilson was able to connect with the pure passion, love, nostalgia, and emotion of basketball. At the heart of it all was Caitlin Clark, the only athlete since Michael Jordan to collaborate in this way, and the only woman to ever sign with Wilson. Caitlin Always Basketball is the last catchy slogan. It's clear-cut, robust, and disastrous for Nike. As Nike stops, Wilson has taken over the game, proving that when sports are given precedence over politics, fans pay attention. Their crew looked at every facet of Caitlin, including her favorite colors, fashion sense, hobbies, and disposition, to produce products that really reflected her individuality. The initiative, which was launched on June 23, had extremely good reaction. Hailed as one of the greatest basketball commercials ever made. Unadulterated, sincere, and driven only by a love for the game.
Of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season. The commissioner told her that she could make $700,000.
Nike's silence over its top women's basketball star is becoming more and more obvious every day, even as Wilson releases an incredible ad featuring Caitlin Clark. Nike uses basketballs to convey the idea because they are too afraid to utilize shoes. The contrast is just too terrible. This happens when a brand lets fear take precedence over vision. Clark and Nike agreed to an 8-year, $28 million deal. A great deal for a female athlete who has proven in the past that she can captivate audiences and sell out more merchandise than any other female athlete in women's sports history. Wilson, a company they never considered a danger, has taken center stage as a result of their hesitation. The irony is severe. Nike's company was built on the foundation of fearless icons. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and LeBron James. These sportsmen not only dominated sports but also influenced society. Caitlin Clark possesses the same energy. But Nike is too enmeshed in corporate politics to take notice. Wilson, though, is well aware of their possessions. They produce more than just basketballs bearing Clark's name. They want to come across as sincere, passionate, and genuinely devoted to the game. Their campaign is confident. It celebrates genius without giving in to popular pressure or the cacophony of social media. The fact that Wilson's Nike ad isn't only fantastic is its worst feature. It's flawless. It perfectly captures everything that makes Caitlin Clark special. Her drive, her innocence, and her connection to her followers. When you see it, you don't consider agendas or disputes. It enables you to recollect the original causes of your basketball obsession. Nike has failed to deliver on the promise of legendary marketing. Online, Wilson's commercial has become quite popular. Millions of views, many shares, and praise from both fans and marketing professionals. They recently showed that the three essential elements of a successful contemporary sports brand are talent, authenticity, and emotion. When things are done perfectly, everything else falls into place. The message is clear. Nike's strategy is cautious rather than bold. Because they are so terrified of public criticism, they are wasting the biggest marketing opportunity in women's basketball history. Wilson is developing a long-lasting bond with a multi-generational athlete who might transform sports branding for many years to come. The basketball community is closely monitoring it. If Nike doesn't, other businesses will recognize their own celebrities. Wilson just gave them an example of how to do it. They got it precisely right with their commercial. While Nike is focused on minimizing harm, Wilson is out there making history. They must therefore awaken. In athletics, you have to move up or fall behind, just as in business. Wilson simply showed that they are in charge of the game right now. And this is only the beginning. For Nike, the ordeal is finished. It's already here. What are your thoughts? Tell us in the space provided for comments.